नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे yes. So anyone would like to share what we discussed in our last session?
Prabhuji, we were trying to progress on a learning of how do we attain the path of liberation. And we learned a couple of key points. I think one was being in Brahma Yoga. We, as a person, we start, when we are so absorbed in Krishna conscious, we are, uh, we start losing the taste of material senses and the pleasure. And we also learned that source of our miseries is due to materialistic sense pleasures, which have beginning end. If we start something and we cannot finish it, it's not complete. But if we work hard towards Krishna consciousness, we undergo austerities, penances, then it leads to the permanent transcendental pleasure. And we also learned that we should be like Goswamis who can control the urges and mind, our desires and anger. And if we start learning that we can enjoy from the happiness from our inside, we don't need anybody else outside. We reach to a state which is Brahma Bhut state. And we also learned that all our sufferings are because of forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna. And we can, if we think that doing the welfare of society is by physically helping someone, it's not, it's nowhere near to uplifting or reviving the consciousness for Krishna. That is the true welfare.
Yes. Is anyone else would like to add something or share something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
We also discussed that the highest welfare to the society is spreading Krishna consciousness to everyone.
Okay. How?
Wanted to add that. By talking about Krishna, by trying to pull people into this journey, Krishna conscious journey, we can't be preachers, but yes, we can tell people to start visiting temples, start chanting, start reading Bhagavad Gita, start, reading Krishna stories.
But how this is highest welfare activity?
Because you're helping somebody to come out of the material pressure and work towards liberation.
Yes. So Krishna mentions in the verse number 25th, 5th chapter, verse number 25th. I'll just pull up that verse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. It is. So Krishna is mentioning in verse number 25th. लभन्ते ब्रह्म निर्वाणं रहस्य क्षीण कल्मषः छिन्न दुविधा यतात्मनः सर्वे भूत हितरतः. One who is beyond duality and doubt, whose mind is engaged within, and who is always busy working for the welfare of all sentient beings, who is free from all sins, achieves liberation in the Supreme. So, in the purport, Prabhupada explains how the highest welfare activity for the human society is to revive our consciousness or to give Krishna consciousness among the people or to the people. Why it is highest? Because we all are suffering here in this material world because of our forgetfulness of Krishna. The moment we understand or realize the fact that we belong to Krishna, we have a personal relationship with Krishna, these sufferings can be mitigated, can be eradicated immediately, just by knowing the fact that we all belong to Krishna. Just like earlier also I gave this example, like how a person who is wandering in the streets as a madman, but another person, he figure out this person actually who is wandering in the streets as a madman is a son of so and so rich person. So immediately what he will do, he will try to make him remind that you are son of this person, and he will take this mad person to his real father who is very rich person. So all his earlier he was wandering here and there for food, and he was struggling to maintain himself. Now just by understanding that he belongs to his real father is so and so and who is very rich, he has no suffering, he has no need to suffer for his maintenance and all. So the moment we understand that we belong to Krishna who is eternal, who is the Supreme Lord, who is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, and we are his part and parcel, we are also eternal. So immediately our all sufferings can be mitigated. So we'll start with the verse number 26th today. All of you please join in chanting the shloka. Kama krodha vimuktanam yati nam yata chetasam abhito brahma nirvanam
अभितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणम्
vartate viditatmanah atmanam.
विदितात्मनाम्.
Yes, anyone would like to chant this shloka?
काम क्रोध विमुक्तानां यतीनां यत चेतसाम् अभीतो ब्रह्म निर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
Yes. Anyone else?
काम क्रोध विमुक्तानां यतीनां यत चेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणं वर्तते वदितात्मनाम्.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
काम क्रोध विमुक्तानां यतीनां यतचेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
कामो क्रोधो विमुक्तानां जतिनां यच्चेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणं वर्तते विदित आत्मानम्.
Wonderful. Yes. Anyone else?
काम क्रोध विमुक्तानां यातिनां यथा चेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणं वर्तते विदितमनम्.
Yes. Anyone else? Alright. We'll read the translation. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. So, Kama Krodha Vimuktanam means one who is free from anger and material desires. Yatinam means who is realized, self-disciplined. Yatachetasam, who has full control over his mind and senses, constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. So very nice verse instruction Krishna is imparting here. We'll read the purport and understand more in detail. Of the saintly persons who are constantly engaged in striving towards salvation, one who is in Krishna consciousness is best of all. The Bhagavatam confirms this fact as follows. Just try to worship in devotional service Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even great sages are not able to control the forces of the senses as effectively as those who are engaged in transcendental bliss by serving the lotus feet of the Lord, uprooting the deep-grown desire for fruitive activities. Yat pada pallava. So, here, controlling the force of senses or material desires or anger is very, very tough with other various processes. Whereas one who is engaged in the service of Krishna can easily control over his senses without any difficulty. How? Just like if we try to understand Haridasa Thakur. Haridasa Thakur, he was completely absorbed in chanting the holy name of the Lord, is also known as Namacharya. And by birth, he was a Mohammedan, a Muslim person, follower of Islam. When he came in touch with the holy name in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started chanting, and 20 hours out of 24 hours, 20 hours a day minimum he used to do chanting, completely absorbed in chanting the holy name of the Lord. So once Maya Devi herself came to take the test of Haridasa Thakur, allure Haridasa Thakur. So Haridasa Thakur, he said, okay, let me finish my chanting. I will very soon I'll satisfy your desires. Basically, Maya Devi wanted to allure Haridas Thakur and have a union with Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur, he said, soon I'll satisfy your desire. Please let me complete my chanting. Then by that time he completed the chanting, because 20-21 hours he used to chant every day. It was morning. So he said, okay, I'll come tonight. Again, Haridas Thakur was busy with the chanting. And again, when she came in the night, again he said, soon I'll satisfy your desire, once let me complete my chanting. So like that, second day also passed away. Morning she again left, came again in the night. So third night she also started chanting, and by that time she also became a devotee. So if we see a person who is engaged in Krishna's service, he just by hearing Shravanam, just by hearing the holy name or hearing the glories or Krishna's instruction, one can become a devotee. One can become a devotee. Whereas if we see the case of Vishwamitra Muni, just by the sound of ankle bell of the Apsara, he was carried away and could not restrain to his senses. Could not restrain to his senses. We'll read further. So this is how devotional service. This Vishwamitra Muni, he was performing tapasya, he was meditating, but he could not control. That's why our senses has to engage in the service of Krishna. That is the best way of controlling the senses. We'll read further. In the conditioned soul, the desire to enjoy the fruitive result of work is so deep-rooted that it is very difficult even for the great sages to control such desire despite great endeavors. A devotee of the Lord, constantly engaged in devotional service in Krishna consciousness, perfect in realization, very quickly attains liberation in the Supreme. Owing to his complete knowledge and self-realization, he always remains in trance. To cite an analogous example of this, by vision, by meditation, and by touch only do the fish, the tortoise, and the birds maintain their offspring. Similarly, do I also. Padmaja. Padmaja means one who is born out of lotus flower. The fish brings up its offspring simply by looking at them. The tortoise brings up its offspring simply by meditation. The eggs of the tortoise laid on the egg blend, and the tortoise meditates on the eggs while in the water. Similarly, a devotee in Krishna consciousness, although far away from the Lord's abode, can elevate himself to that abode simply by thinking of him constantly by engagement in Krishna consciousness. He does not feel the pangs of material miseries. This state of life is called Brahma Nirvana, or the absence of material miseries due to being constantly immersed in the Supreme. So this word called Brahma Nirvana is used in Bhagavad Gita at various places. If we count, 4 times it has been used. First time in 2nd chapter, 2 times in 5th chapter, this verse number 26 and 26 and verse number 25th, and once in chapter 6. So what does Brahma Nirvana mean? Brahma Nirvana means a person who is completely situated in the trance, completely absorbed in the thought of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna in such a way that he is unaffected by any kind of pain and miseries of this material existence. That stage is called as Brahma Nirvana stage, or people in general may tell as Samadhi also, where all their bodily necessities, even they don't feel hunger and thirst, they don't feel thirsty also, completely abstain from drinking water or eating something. They forget that they are in this material world. For days together, they are not drinking water. Even they stop breathing. That is the highest level of Brahma Nirvana, known as Samadhi. Just like our Acharyas, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, for few days he went in Samadhi, and people, they felt he has passed away. He has left the body. But nothing is happening, just like dead body. If you see dead body, when you see, you can see that prana has gone. You can feel the difference between a live body and dead body. But when Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when they entered into Samadhi, there was no difference. It was like they are really there. It was, even though prana is not there, but they are alive. They are alive. So this Brahma Nirvana stage can come when one is absorbed completely in love of Krishna. When one loves Krishna, then only it is possible. By developing pure love for Krishna only it is possible. How? Just like, for an example, a boy loves a girl and they are living far away. There, long distance is there between them. So one day, boy is going to meet that girl, and that boy is traveling that far of distance, kilometers of distance, thousand of kilometers is there. He's traveling by train or something like that. So on the way, while he is traveling, lot of inconveniences he is going through. Lot of inconvenience he may be going through, not getting proper place to sleep, proper food to eat. Physical health is not good, some headache or something has happened, something like that. But he tolerates all that. Why? Because he knows that I am going to meet my loved ones, or my beloved, my girlfriend, or whatever, my lover. So he tolerates all that. So same way, when we develop that kind of love for Krishna, and when we know by chanting or by engaging in Krishna's service, we can go back to him, back to Godhead, to his personal abode. All these material miseries sounds very insignificant. All these problems get minimized. Does not matter for a devotee at all. Just like here analogy is given, just like a fish lays the egg, and by seeing those eggs, by seeing continuously, if you see some videos will be available on YouTube as well. If you see, fish is continuously looking on those eggs, and just by seeing those eggs will hatch, and that fish will take birth, small fish, whatever. Tortoise lays her egg on land in the soil, and completely in the water. From the water itself she is meditating on the eggs, and once eggs hatches, all those tortoise will enter into the water. Birds by touch, how? By giving the warmth to the young ones, to the eggs hatches, and birth is there, means birds take birth. So similarly, by meditating, by engaging in Krishna service, by meditating upon his lotus feet, upon his beautiful form as Archa Vigraha, by chanting his holy name, one can connect with Krishna and go back to Godhead. Here, very important thing Krishna has mentioned. Constantly endeavoring for perfection means what Krishna is intending to say here. And this is not the first place Krishna is saying. Various places Krishna is mentioning. I'll just pull up that verse number. Can somebody read out chapter 9? Chapter 9, verse number. I'll just pull up this verse. Chapter 9, verse number 14.
सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां यतन्तश्च दृढव्रता नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
Yes. Here also Krishna is mentioning endeavoring with great determination. Here also Krishna is mentioning, if you see, yata chetasam. Chetasam means with cheshta, cheta. So he is putting endeavor, endeavoring for perfection. Why Krishna is mentioning particularly endeavoring? Here also, if we see, especially in 9th chapter, this 14th verse, if we see very clearly, one can understand yatantascha dhrada vrata means, yatna means what? Struggle. There will be struggle, yatna will be there, struggle will be there, but with full दृढ़ता के साथ, हम बोलते हैं ना, दृढ़ता के साथ, दृढ़ा व्रता, with great determination, my devotees, they are engaged in my service. So yatna, this struggle will be there while performing Krishna consciousness. It is not like there is no struggle, everything will happen automatically. No, it's not like that. You have to struggle for it. You have to put your endeavors constantly, consciously. One has to put the endeavors for the perfection. You have to train yourself constantly in such a way that one day you can come to the level of Raganuga Bhakti. Completely devotion which is completely based on love. Currently, what bhakti we are doing? We are doing sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means bhakti which is filled with rules and regulations, where we try to put our endeavors to follow those rules and regulations. One day will come when we constantly engage ourselves by following rules and regulations. One day will come to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti means what? Devotion which is completely out of love. No need to tell anything. You will do everything out of love. No need to impose any rules and regulation. 24 hours a day you will be engaged in serving Krishna out of love, not out of some force or some like seeing others, not by that, but you will strive for it, you will do it automatically. Just like we are breathing, it is happening without any conscious effort. Same way, one time that perfection stage of perfection will come. It is not easy. It will come after many maybe years or life. What stage will come? Raganuga Bhakti, where our devotion is completely based on love, and it is a spontaneous, loving, devotional service. Just like acharyas, they are performing spontaneous, loving, devotional service. So, a person who is constantly endeavoring, no doubt, just like in further chapter, Krishna, after 9th chapter, Arjuna asked, what will happen to those people who fails in this process of yoga? So Krishna says, soon they will take birth again in high aristocratic family, and also they may take birth in Brahmana family, by which they can come out of this. Again, they can continue the path of their self-realization. And also, at one place, Krishna mentions that even though a person may fall down from this path, there is no loss. There is no loss at all. So this endeavor is something which is very, very important in the path of bhakti. One has to put his endeavors, efforts, so that he can make progress and gradually he can develop love for God, for Krishna. For this, one has to put conscious efforts, small conscious efforts he has to put. Currently, we are in a stage, we all are in such a stage where after putting efforts, we may again fall. We may again fall down, or we may fail. But by putting endeavors again and again and again, it does not, for Krishna, it does not matter how many times we fail. But for Krishna, what matters is how many times we are ready to put endeavors. And when we put endeavors constantly with dhrada vrata, with great determination, Krishna, he gives the strength to such people. Krishna, he gives that strength. Even though there is a one nice verse is there, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate grim tat kripatam ham vande Shri Guru Dina Taranam. By following the orders of a spiritual master, by worshipping him, a person who does not know how to speak, who is a dumb, can speak very nicely. A person who is handicapped, cannot walk, lame, he can cross over the mountain by the grace of a Guru. Same way, even though we may fall, suppose to do something, their efforts are required, X or 100 units of effort is required, but we are able to put only 5 units of efforts. But if we are constantly striving for it, you will see a stage will come when Krishna will give you 95 units of efforts. He will facilitate. But constant endeavor has to go into the service of Krishna. That decides our success. Getting result or not getting result is a bonus. Success in Krishna consciousness is what? Is putting our efforts in service of Krishna. Whether just like, suppose you want to serve Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita. So reading Bhagavad Gita itself is success. Whether you are understanding or not understanding, that does not matter at all. You want to serve Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita, that is a success itself. Whether you understood or not understood, that does not matter for Krishna at all. But you are putting your sincere effort in reading Bhagavad Gita, this is what matters for Krishna only. If you can understand, that is the bonus. If you can understand Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is saying, that is the bonus. So this so-called success or getting result of what we do in the service of Krishna is bonus. But our success is what? Our success is engagement in Krishna's service, constantly putting our endeavors for the perfection. That is something very, very important. And when we do, Krishna is saying, Yogakshemam Vahamyam, that I will provide whatever you lack. Krishna is ready to provide. But what is important is how much we are ready to put endeavor. That is something very important. So we'll move to next verse. Yeah. स्पर्शन कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यं चक्षुषा चैवन्तरे भ्रुवो प्रपन्नो अवसमौ कृत्वा नाशाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिर्मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणा विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधा यः सदा मुक्त एव सः. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two brows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence, the transcendentalist become free from desires, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. So Krishna mentioned this thing, that how come one can attain liberation through working in Krishna consciousness, engaging in mind, acquiring knowledge, and acting upon that knowledge, one can attain liberation. Here Krishna is mentioning the process of Ashtanga Yoga by which one can attain liberation. Earlier Krishna mentions about the process of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Here Krishna is going to introduce process of Ashtanga Yoga. What is that? Krishna has given a glimpse, because now 6th chapter is going to start, which is going to connect with this verse. And 6th chapter is what? Ashtanga Yoga. So we'll read purport and then we'll understand in detail. Being engaged in Krishna consciousness, one can immediately understand one's spiritual identity, and then one can understand the Supreme Lord by means of devotional service. When he is well situated in devotional service, one comes to the transcendental position, qualified to feel the presence of the Lord in the sphere of one's activity. This particular position is called liberation in the Supreme. So what is liberation in Supreme? Is when one, Prabhupada has nicely explained, when one is engaged in Krishna service, one is engaged in Bhakti Yoga. So what happens? He gets qualified, or he comes to certain stage where he is seeing Lord in everything and everything in the Lord. He is seeing everything in the Lord and Lord in everything. Whatever he is doing, he is seeing the hand of Krishna, presence of Krishna. He is seeing presence of Krishna. Whether he is eating, he is seeing that. Even though some adverse situation may come into his life, how he will conceive that situation? He will conceive that situation as the anugraha, as the mercy of the Lord, where Lord is trying to teach us something through these hard times. Through these hard times. Many times, in fact, in our life, various instances or various point of time in our life, we go through various problems where we are completely suffering very badly, not able to handle the situation, not able to manage. Like that, we are suffering very badly. So why all these sufferings are there? These sufferings are there especially in the life of devotees, because Krishna is the direct in charge of our karma. So what happens? All these sufferings are there in our life to understand certain things, to learn, to grow further. All these problems, situations that we may go through in our life, which is filled with pain, especially at some point of time, it comes like there is no ray of hope. At those point of time, if you try to see the presence of Krishna, or if you try to see the hand, how Krishna's hand is involved in my life over a period of time, once you cross over that situation or that painful time period, you will see how Krishna has saved you, and you have learned something very beautiful, which is going to help you in serving Krishna more efficiently. More efficiently. That's why Kunti Maharani, she is saying, my Lord, when there were pain, when there were difficulties in our life, you were there with us. Now we have got the kingdom. Now there is no such problems. You are leaving us away. So better you give us more and more pain so that we can remember you. So, in fact, if you see as per astrology also, lot of alignment of stars or various planets, especially planets, in our life happens in such a way that it help us to make us understand or realize or to learn something. Just like many people, they born as a poor person. Why they born as a poor person? So that they can develop the value for the food or for the value of money. Because in earlier life, in their past life, they have not valued money and food. They have wasted like anything. Indulge in so much of sense gratification, this and that. They have wasted all these things. Now by the law of karma, they have taken birth as a poor person so that they can understand or develop value for the money, for the food. They can do like that. In some people life, it is about discipline, about something or something else. But when a person takes up Krishna consciousness, it covers all the things. All the things are covered into that. We'll read further. After explaining the above principles of liberation in the Supreme, the Lord gives instruction to Arjuna as to how one can come to that position by practice of mysticism or yoga known as Ashtanga Yoga, which is divisible into eightfold procedure of called Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. In the 6th chapter, the subject of yoga is explicitly retained. At the end of the 5th, it is only preliminarily explained. One has to drive out the sense objects such as sound, touch, form, taste, and smell by the pratyahara breathing process in yoga, and keep the vision of the eyes between the two eyebrows and concentrate on the tip of the nose with half closed lids. There is no benefit in closing the eyes altogether, because then there is a chance of falling asleep. Nor there is a benefit of opening the eyes completely, because then there is a hazard of being attracted by sense objects. The breathing movement is restrained within the nostrils by neutralizing the up and down moving air within the body. By practice of such yoga, one is able to gain control over the senses, refrain from outward sense objects, and thus prepare oneself for liberation supreme. This yoga process helps one become free from all kinds of fear and anger, thus feel the presence of super soul in the transcendental situation. In the other words, Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of executing yoga principle. This will be thoroughly explained in the next chapter. A Krishna conscious person, however, being always engaged in devotional service, does not risk losing his sense to some other engagement. This is a better way of controlling the senses than by Ashtanga Yoga. What is the better way of controlling the senses? The better way of controlling the senses is to engage Rishikesha Rishikena Sevana Bhakti Uchate, by engaging our senses in the service of Rishikesha, Krishna, who is the master and the owner of senses. One can easily control over his senses. Whereas this Ashtanga Yoga, process of Ashtanga Yoga, where eightfold, there are 8 different steps are there, then only one will come to the Samadhi, which is very, very difficult, and that procedure is there, and this procedure will read out in 6th chapter more in detail. Krishna is going to explain that procedure more in detail. But by following this process, which is very, very difficult in this particular age of Kali Yuga, Yama, there are certain do's, Niyama, don'ts, asana, you have to sit in particular mudra, pranayama, inhale and exhale, you have to control, pratyahara, you have to restrain from various, sense objects, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, you have to concentrate, you have to meditate, and then you can experience trance. And this Yama Niyama itself is practically not possible for the general mass of people in this age of Kali Yuga. In this age of Kali Yuga, it is not possible. So this we will understand more in detail in chapter 6, the Ashtanga Yoga. So Krishna has just brought a glimpse of it, how one can attain liberation. Earlier Krishna mentioned about how one can attain liberation through Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Now he is going to introduce about Ashtanga Yoga. And this is the last verse of this chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and it is the most important, one of the most important verses of Bhagavad Gita. And this verse is also known as peace formula. How to have a peace. This verse teaches us. So I'll chant this shloka. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. I'll read the translation. The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. So here, Krishna has introduced himself as a Suhridam. Suhridam, just a minute. Yes, so Krishna has particularly used one verse here, Suhridam, where Krishna is introducing himself as the well-wisher of all the living entities, as a friend. So why particularly Suhridam, not other word like Bandhu or a friend or a Mitra? Just like some other place in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has used a word Mitrocha Shatruocha. One treats friend and enemy as a equipoised way. So Suhridam, why particularly this word? Anyone would like to guess? Any guesses?
From the textual meaning of it, it says benefactor, which means that I think Krishna is trying to prove a point that we say in the communication classes, right? What's in it for me? So people get interested to listen things better when they start understanding how will I get benefited. Maybe that's a wild guess, Prabhuji.
Yes, anyone else?
He never gives up his love for us, and he is always our true well-wisher. So we might be thinking that he is not supporting us, but in the hindsight only we know whenever we are passing through a bad time, sometimes we feel that God is not there with us. But later on we realize that he was our true well-wisher. This was the best thing to happen to us. So,
Yes,
so
anyone else?
yeah.
Yeah, please.
He is the
Anyone else?
ultimate friend of every living being.
Ultimate friend. Yes, anyone else?
And Prabhuji, sometimes he come there as incarnation. Sometimes he sends his bona fide servants like Prabhupada. Sometimes he advent himself as a devotee like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he provides us with scriptures like Bhagavad Gita.
Correct. So if we see, Krishna has introduced himself as a well-wisher, as a friend for all Sarva Bhutanam, all the living entities. Suhridam. Hridam, this is coming from Hriday. Hriday means our heart. He is situated in our heart as a Paramatma, as our well-wisher, as our friend. Suhridam, always he is there, present with us as a Paramatma in our heart. He is the closest friend in the entire existence. He is the closest friend of all the living entities. Sarva Bhutanam, not only Manushyanam, he is telling Sarva Bhutanam is the closest friend to all the living entities. He is the real well-wisher. He is the real well-wisher. He is situated in our heart. If Krishna is not there as a Paramatma in our heart, we cannot even blink our eyelid. We cannot do that. Even though this eyelid is blinking, is a involuntary action, right? No need to put any effort. No need to put some voluntarily effort. Involuntary action it is. But if Krishna is not there in our heart as a Paramatma, we cannot even blink our eyelid. So here, Krishna is introducing himself as a Bhoktaram. Bhoktaram means he is the supreme enjoyer. Bhokta. In Hindi, customers are known as Upabhokta. They are the beneficiary, or they are the real, and they are going to get the service. So he is the supreme Bhoktaram. He is the supreme enjoyer of what? Of yagna and tapasya. Of yagna, whatever sacrifice or whatever tapasya one performs, he is the supreme enjoyer. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the supreme proprietor of everything. Not only he is mentioning Bhuloka or Satyaloka or Pataloka, Sarvaloka, all the lokas is the supreme proprietor. And he is the supreme well-wisher, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, all the living entities, not some Manushya or some other all the living entities. He is a Suhridam, he is the real well-wisher. We read the purport and then we will understand in detail. The conditioned souls within the clutches of illusory energy are all anxious to attain peace in the material world, but they do not know the formula of peace, which is explained in this part of Bhagavad Gita. The greatest peace formula is simply this. What is that? Lord Krishna is the beneficiary in all human activities. Man should offer everything to the transcendental service of the Lord, because He is the proprietor of all planets and demigods their own. No one is greater than He. He is the greatest greater than the greatest of the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is described as Tam Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Under the spell of illusion, living entities are trying to be the Lord of all they survey, but actually they are dominated by the material energy of the Lord. The Lord is the master of material nature, and the conditioned souls are under the stringent rules of material nature. Unless one understands these bare facts, it is not possible to achieve peace in the world, either individually or collectively. This is the sense of Krishna consciousness. Lord Krishna is the supreme predominator, and all living entities, including the great demigods, and are his subordinates. One can attain perfect peace only in complete Krishna consciousness. So what does Krishna consciousness mean? So Krishna consciousness meaning is recognizing Krishna as the supreme proprietor of everything. He is the supreme enjoyer of everything, and everything should be engaged in his service, and we are his part and parcel, we are his servant. This is basic Krishna consciousness. So now, Lord Krishna, he being the supreme Lord, supreme proprietor, everything belongs to him, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. When a person knows this fact, that everything belongs to him, even this body what I have got is given by that supreme Lord. This body belongs to him. This body belongs to him. What one will do? One will engage a person who is a sober person. He will engage all those resources in the service of the master. Just like, for an example, someone working at, suppose, at Ambani's place, at his house, someone is working as a cook. Lot of employees are there, lot of workers are there to maintain that house, or people of that house. So these employees, if they think, oh, whatever vegetables, whatever these food, grocery items we are getting, let us prepare for ourselves lavish feast and enjoy, forgetting the owner of the house, the Ambanis, they will not be able to enjoy properly. Whereas if they know that yes, I am preparing all this food stuff for the resident of this house, the Ambanis, and whatever remaining is there, they can have it later on. So with this, what is happening? He is doing justice to his job. He is also happy. He is satisfied that I have done my job peacefully. Or just like if we see a thief, when he steals something, he knows this thing does not belong to me, but still he is stealing something. So what is happening? He will not be able to sit with peace. He will lose his peace of mind anytime. I may be behind the bars. That kind of fear is there in his heart. But what we do, not knowing this fact, everything belongs to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, we steal away all the resources. Whatever is there belong to me. I want. Today I am at this position, I want this position, that position, I want this resource, that resource. Not considering or not valuing that all these belongs to Krishna, should be engaged in Krishna's service. So even though we have everything, we will not have peace in our heart. We will not be satisfied, we will not be happy. You can see various people, thousands and crores of rupees are there, but still day and night they are working hard like an ass, just to earn more and more money. Just like a donkey or an ass is working very hard day and night for the owner. For what? For some grass. At the end of the day, what he is getting? Grass. That grass is freely available everywhere. But he is working day and night very hard so that he can get the grass. Same way, people, thousands of people, they are working day and night very hard. Even though they have crore of sufficient money is there, but they have lost peace because they want more and more and more for their own enjoyment, for themselves. And when they want for themselves, you will see they will not be at peace. The peace will be lost. Whereas devotees, they also want, they are also, I want, suppose one temple is there, another temple, this activity, that activity. Just like we are constructing world tallest temple, thousands of crore of rupees are required. Day and night we are trying to get that kind of money to construct this temple. But at the end of the day, peace is there because we have got engagement in Krishna's service. That itself brings the peace. Whether we get money or don't get money does not make any difference. What makes the difference? We try to engage ourselves in Krishna's service. So when we act with such consciousness that everything belongs to Krishna and should be engaged in His service, whatever austerity I am taking in my life, day and night I am working this and that I am doing, Krishna is the only beneficiary or benefactor of that activity that will bring peace in our life. So does it mean any kind of activity if I do or any kind of austerity? No, not any kind of austerity or sacrifice. The austerities or the sacrifice which are in relation with Krishna, directly or indirectly. He is the ultimate bhokta, he is the ultimate supreme beneficiary. One more thing, very subtle, at very subtle level, Krishna is mentioning out in this verse. Very subtle level, he is just touching it, touching that point. What is that? He is mentioning about us, the reality of us, who we are actually. That is what he is bringing here. What is that he is trying to mention? Yes, anyone can share what Krishna is trying to bring here. Yes, any guesses? What Krishna
Hare
is
Krishna,
trying to say?
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Question is not very clear.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what I am saying here is Krishna has introduced himself as a Bhoktaram, supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor,
Right.
and supreme well-wisher.
Right.
Okay. But one more thing Krishna is touching here. One more point Krishna is touching here. At very subtle level, he is touching this point. So what is that point Krishna is trying to touch? Can anyone share?
I think one of the point is that we try to become proprietor, and then in that case we try to control everything, which becomes the root cause of our misery. And if we forget that, and if we think that Krishna is the only proprietor and he is the only enjoyer, so with that understanding we will be able to be there in peace. So which is there at individual level, at even countries level. Different countries are also fighting, so likewise.
Yes, wonderful. Anyone else? Anyone else? Very, very close. Okay. So as
Prabhuji, he want us to stop hankering for the material pleasures.
Okay. Yes.
And Prabhuji, if we fight with each other, like even countries are fighting, individuals are fighting, but sometimes we have seen if two vehicles are collided on a road, and if a person comes out and then they find that okay, so and so is my friend, then they forget everything. So
Correct.
once people find that okay, for everybody Krishna is the supreme proprietor, he is the supreme father, so then it will automatically bring peace. We will forget fighting.
Yes. Very nice points you have mentioned. So here Krishna is pointing out how we all are rebellious to Krishna. We all have taken a fight, or we have rebelled against Krishna. Now someone may tell, no, Prabhuji, I am chanting day and night, engaged in Krishna's service, doing everything, visiting temple, reading Bhagavad Gita, always thinking of Krishna. So I am not rebelled against Krishna, or how I have declared a fight. So as mentioned, Deepak ji has mentioned that actually what happens, we think that we are the center of attraction for everything. We should be the center of attraction for everything. We should be the benefactor of everything. And that is the only reason we have been sent to this material world. We have been sent to this material world. We think, why Krishna? Why not me? Why not I am getting enjoyment? Why not I am getting happiness? Why not I am getting these things to enjoy? Even while doing bhakti, if we are not happy, we feel, Why I'm not happy? Not able to do bhakti now. Not able to serve Krishna. Whereas, what should be our ideal situation? Whether I am in trouble, in difficulty, or whether I am in pain or sorrow, whatever situation it may be, He is my Lord and I will serve Him. And this is the one of the principle of surrender. Anyone remembers? This was shared by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what does he say? He says in Sistashtakam at the 8th verse. So this verse, I'll just pull up that verse. All of you can also read that. So here, Krishna is mentioning 8th verse. Ashlishya padratam pinashtu mam ardashnan mam marma hatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadatu lampato mat prananatas sa eva naparaha. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. He shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken heart by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. There is no condition. Whether he handles me roughly means whether I am getting sorrows or troubles or disturbance in my life, or whether I am happy in whatever situation I am. He is free to handle in whatever way he wants to handle, but he is my only Lord. He is my Lord of my heart. He is the Lord of my heart. So, in general, we fall prey of everything should be there for my pleasure. Everything should be there for my pleasure. I am the Lord of all I survey. Even so-called philanthropic activities, what we do, giving charity to the needy people, they do with very great or, very so much of philanthropic activity they do. What actually happens? They develop this kind of attitude that I am the Lord of, I am taking care of these many people. Because of me, these many people are getting their food and shelter. They develop such kind of attitude. Because of me, they are getting. I am the Lord. I am managing or handling these many people. Whereas Krishna is the one who is actually the real maintainer of all the living entities, who is the supreme well-wisher. We are not a well-wisher of even our own self. We are not even well-wisher of our own self. Forget about others. If we would have been well-wisher of our own self, we could have taken Krishna consciousness very seriously, the path of self-realization very seriously. We are not well-wisher of our own self. How we can be well-wishers of others? So this kind of world we are living in, the world of duality. This is what is duality. Will we read this one? This fifth chapter is a practical explanation of Krishna consciousness, generally known as Karma Yoga. The question of mental speculation as to how Karma Yoga can give liberation is answered herewith. To work in Krishna consciousness is to work with complete knowledge of the Lord as the predominator. Such work is not different from transcendental knowledge. Direct Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is a path leading to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna consciousness means to work in full knowledge of one's relationship with the Supreme Absolute, and the perfection of this consciousness is full knowledge of Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this Karma Yoga means what? To engage in relationship with Krishna. And when one knows his relationship, that he is the servant of Krishna and that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme proprietor, and with this knowledge, when one engage in Krishna service, that is actually is Krishna consciousness. Just like if we see the demon Kans, he was also thinking of Krishna day and night, isn't it? So can we say he is a Krishna consciousness person? He is also thinking of Krishna day and night. No, how I have to kill Krishna. Day and night he is thinking of Krishna. The difference is he is thinking of Krishna as an enmity. Enmity because he thinks himself to be the supreme. I am the supreme. I want to defeat my death. I am the Lord of everything. Like that he is having mentality. Whereas a devotee is having mentality of Krishna is supreme. He is the supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme proprietor. Everything should be engaged in his service. That is the mentality of devotee. That is actually Krishna consciousness. But still Krishna is so kind. Even Kamsa is thinking of Krishna as an enemy. Krishna is so kind, he even liberated Kamsa. A pure soul is the eternal servant of God as his fragmental part and parcel. He comes into contact with Maya due to desire to lord it over Maya, and that is the cause of his many sufferings. As long as he is in contact with matter, he has to execute work in terms of material necessities. Krishna consciousness, however, brings one into spiritual life even while one is within the jurisdiction of matter, for it is an arousing of spiritual existence by practice in this material world. The more one is advanced, the more he is freed from the clutches of matter. So here this point is very important to understand. The more one is advanced, the more he is freed from the clutches of matter. So one may see, just like Prabhupada, he being a pure devotee, advanced completely, but he is dealing with day-to-day activities. He is going and asking people for money to construct temple. So seems like he is not freed from the clutches of matter or material activities. So the difference here is we have to understand the more one is advanced, the more he is freed from clutches of matter, means there is no influence of matter or material activities on him. Even though he may be performing all material activities, but his mind and heart is completely absorbed in Krishna's service, is thinking of Krishna. Externally he may be doing this and that, but internally the mind and heart is completely absorbed in Krishna, and that will reflect in his actions. For what purpose he is performing his actions. Just like there are various spiritual organizations. In ISKCON, whenever you ask someone new person, what does ISKCON is? They will say Radha Krishna temple. They will not say Prabhupada temple. They will say Radha Krishna temple. So Prabhupada, whatever activity he did, he brought Krishna as a center, or he wanted to glorify Krishna, not himself. Whereas you may see various other organizations are there. If we ask this organization or that organization, that personality will come into the picture. That person will come into the picture, or a spiritual leader will come into the picture. So, even though Prabhupada is engaged in material activities, seems to be engaged in material activities, but in action, what is coming out? Only Krishna is coming out. So, he is free from the clutches of material activities or matter. He is free from the influence of those material activities. That is the difference. The Lord is not partial toward anyone. Everything depends on one's practical performance of duty in an effort to control the senses and conquer the influence of desire and anger. And attaining Krishna consciousness by controlling the above mentioned passions, one remains factually in transcendental stage or Brahma Nirvana. The Eightfold Yoga's mysticism is automatically practiced in Krishna consciousness because the ultimate purpose is served. There is gradual process of elevation in the practice of yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, pranayama, and samadhi. But these only preface perfection by devotional service, which alone can award peace to the human being. It is the highest perfection of life. The highest perfection of life is what? Is performing devotional service. That is the highest perfection of human existence. What is that? To get the service of Krishna, to get the engagement in the service of Krishna, that is the highest perfection of human existence, or a person can get in his life. So with this, we'll close here. Anyone has any question or anything to share or ask? Please feel free to share or ask. Any questions? No questions. I'm not that good teacher that you will understand everything, or it is bouncing above your head. What is happening?
So I think we just start thinking that what all things we are doing wrong. So it's point you start reflecting on your own self that what mistakes you're still doing that you're not able to progress.
Okay. Yes. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one question. You gave two examples of Haridas Thakur and Vishwamitra Muni. And you said since Haridas Thakur was chanting, he was engaging his senses in Krishna consciousness. So he was able to convert the other person also as a devotee, Maya Devi. Okay. And Vishwamitra Muni, you said he was meditating and his meditation was broken by hearing the ankle bells. Now, my question is that if Vishwamitra Muni was meditating, so even he was also engaging his mind in bhakti. Was it not like that?
Yeah, very good question. So here, if we understand the Vishwamitra Muni, that is what this process of Ashtanga Yoga is so tough to perform in comparison to Bhakti Yoga, that even a small, small negligence can take us away, or one can fall down. That is how process of Ashtanga Yoga is so difficult to perform. That's why Arjuna, after hearing the process of Ashtanga Yoga, is saying, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Oh Krishna, this mind is very, very tough to control. I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. So this process of meditation is not so easy. Whereas when we engage our gross senses in the service of Krishna, that's why, it's very, very important to perform practical devotional services. when we perform such practical devotional service grossly, many people they say no, oh Krishna is there in our heart, is there in my heart. Day and night I think of Krishna. I'm serving Krishna. Oh, I talk to Krishna also day and night. He's there in my heart. But in action, nothing is there. In action, nothing is there. So you will see such people, whenever there is opportunity of sense gratification, they will indulge for that. They will not be able to restrain themselves. They will indulge in that. Whereas when devotional service is there in practical form of devotional service, in action it is there, it's easy to restrain or control the senses. It is easy to restrain and control the senses. So hope this is clear.
Yeah, so that means if Vishwamitra Muni would have reached to the stage of Rag Anurag Bhakti, then probably he would not have got disturbed. But since he did not reach at that stage, and he actually started meditation instead of performing actions or services, so he was disturbed in between.
And one more thing is there, this Vishwamitra Muni, the purpose of his performing tapasya was not for the pleasure of Krishna. It's
Okay,
not like
okay.
I want to satisfy Krishna, I want to please him. He want to perform this tapasya to acquire power,
Okay, okay.
because he saw that this Vashishta Muni is having Kamadhenu cow, which can produce anything, which can serve all my, army. Just by one cow, this Brahmana, this Muni is able to satisfy all my army. Whatever they need, they are getting in ample quantity. So this Brahmana is more powerful than me. This Muni is more powerful than me. I want this power. I don't want to be a king or Kshatriya. Because this Brahmana, this Muni is more powerful than me. So I want to be a Muni. So that was his intent of performing tapasya. So his intent, with that intent when he is doing, so that meditation also is not fruitful.
Right, Prabhuji. That gives the perfect answer. Right. I
So that
understood.
is also not fruitful. Because the center of enjoyment is something else, not Krishna. Beneficiary is something else. So in that case, what happens? One will fall down. Just like I was sharing, people they say Krishna is there. Oh, I talk to Krishna. He is there in my heart. And why I have to do this or that? Sometime when we ask, oh, we are constructing Krishna's temple, support us, donate something for Krishna's temple. Oh, no, Krishna is there in my heart. Why temple? All these things. So such people, you will see what activities they are doing or something. They think themselves to be the center. Oh, Krishna and me. Krishna is my fellow only. And like that, they think themselves to be the center. So when they think like that, they cannot progress in bhakti. They cannot progress. They will carried away. They will get carried away. So yes, with this we'll close here. Hope this answer to your question.
Yeah, perfectly. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.